Welcome to Movie Recaps with Brian. Subscribe below for daily recaps. Today we're recapping Wedding Crashers, directed by David Dobkin. John Beckwith and Jeremy Gray, played by Owen Wilson and Vince Vaughn, are charismatic best friends and partners at a Washington, D.C. divorce mediation firm. Despite spending their weekdays soothing the heartbreak of failing marriages, their weekends are devoted to an unusual hobby, crashing weddings. Using carefully crafted false backstories and fabricated identities, they blend into ceremonies, delivering impromptu toasts, charming families, and ultimately seducing lonely bridesmaids. Their philosophy is equal parts cynical and romantic. Weddings are ripe with vulnerable women seeking intimacy, and the environment of love and celebration makes casual flings inevitable. Over the years, John and Jeremy have developed an elaborate code of rules for their exploits, from what stories to tell about themselves to how long to stay before disappearing. As another season of successful wedding crashes comes to an end, Jeremy, ever the thrill-seeker, persuades a more hesitant John to tackle their most ambitious target yet: the high-profile wedding of Christina Cleary, daughter of U.S. Treasury Secretary William Cleary, played by Christopher Walken, one of the most powerful political figures in the country. Against his better judgment, John agrees. At the lavish ceremony, they quickly set their sights on the secretary's other daughters. Jeremy zeroes in on the eccentric and seemingly innocent youngest daughter, Gloria, played by Isla Fisher, while John becomes captivated by the poised and intelligent middle daughter, Claire, played by Rachel McAdams, who is serving as maid of honor. Their chemistry is immediate but complicated. Claire's hot-headed boyfriend, Sack Lodge, played by Bradley Cooper, an aggressive Ivy League-educated venture capitalist with political ambitions, hovers possessively at her side. Unbeknownst to Claire, Sack is arrogant, domineering, and unfaithful, cheating on her even during the wedding festivities. The reception spirals into chaos when Jeremy takes Gloria for a walk on the beach, expecting a casual encounter, but instead finds himself entangled in something far more serious. After an unexpectedly intense tryst, Gloria clings to him, confessing that she was a virgin and declaring her love. Jeremy is horrified, realizing he may have stumbled into a situation he cannot control. Meanwhile, John's attempts to grow closer to Claire are continually interrupted by Sack's territorial behavior. Gloria's infatuation with Jeremy leads her to invite both men to the Cleary family's Maryland estate for an extended weekend retreat. Jeremy, desperate to escape, tries to decline, but John overrules him, reasoning that this is his best chance to pursue a genuine connection with Claire. At the sprawling Cleary compound, the duo are thrust deeper into the family's eccentric dynamics. Kathleen Cleary, played by Jane Seymour, the secretary's flirtatious and neglected wife, aggressively makes advances on John, cornering him in increasingly awkward situations. Gloria smothers Jeremy with relentless sexual attention, publicly groping him under the dinner table and later tying him to a bed in a bizarre display of dominance. To make matters worse, the Cleary's artistic and emotionally volatile son, Todd, develops an obsession with Jeremy and tries to seduce him in the middle of the night. The weekend grows more dangerous when Sack organizes a touch football game that devolves into an excuse to physically brutalize Jeremy. John retaliates by secretly spiking Sack's wine with eye drops, leaving him sick and sidelined, which finally gives John more time to connect with Claire. On a sailing trip, John charms her with his warmth and sense of humor, contrasting sharply with Sack's abrasive personality. Later, on a bike ride to a secluded beach, Claire confesses her doubts about her relationship with Sack, and she and John share a passionate kiss. Meanwhile, Jeremy, worn down by Gloria's intensity, begins to realize that beneath her possessiveness lies a genuine vulnerability. When she admits she lied about being a virgin, he sees past her antics and recognizes that he might actually care for her. But just as John seems to be winning Claire's heart, Sack abruptly announces their engagement, shocking her and devastating John. Jeremy urges his friend to let go, but John refuses, insisting that his feelings for Claire are real. His pursuit ends disastrously when Sack uncovers John and Jeremy's true identities and publicly exposes them at the estate. Furious and humiliated, Secretary Cleary orders them to leave immediately. In the months that follow, John spirals into despair. Unable to move on from Claire, he crashes weddings alone, no longer for fun, but in a desperate attempt to rekindle the feelings of love and hope he experienced with her. Isolated and depressed, he becomes reckless, alienating even Jeremy, who has secretly continued his relationship with Gloria and is preparing to propose. Feeling abandoned by his best friend, John hits rock bottom. In his darkest moment, John seeks guidance from Chaz Reinhold, the eccentric middle-aged former mentor who first taught him the art of wedding crashing. To John's shock, Chaz has evolved, or perhaps regressed, into crashing funerals, claiming that grief makes women even more emotionally available. At a funeral, John is struck not by opportunity, but by the raw display of love and loss, which reignites his belief in true connection. Determined to set things right, John races to Jeremy and Gloria's wedding, interrupting the ceremony. His sudden appearance throws the gathering into chaos. Claire, still hurt, prepares to leave with Sack, but John bares his heart in front of the congregation, confessing his mistakes and declaring his love for her. Sack ridicules him and tries to force Claire to stay, but she finally asserts herself, admitting she cannot marry Sack. When Sack lashes out in anger, Jeremy steps in and knocks him unconscious, exposing him once and for all as a bully. With the family's support, Claire embraces John, and the two share a triumphant kiss. The ceremony resumes, this time with Jeremy and Gloria exchanging vows. Afterward, John and Claire officially unite as a couple. As the two pairs of lovers drive away from the wedding, the once aimless crashers muse about attending another ceremony, not to seduce strangers this time, but to celebrate love together. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe below to watch more movie recaps with Brian. Watch the full movie on your streaming sites and comment below which movie you'd like to see recapped next.